Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I'm Ryan Boland. Thank you all for joining me. In this video, I wanted to share something positive. I want to end this year on a positive note. With so much negativity going on, and most of the time we tend to look at videos that deal with things that are negative, I wanted to end it in 2022 on a positive note. And in this video, I want to deal with the actor and film producer Kirk Cameron, who used to be a part of the Hollywood Matrix, and he became a born-again Christian, and he is extremely, this guy's on fire. I've watched him. He was and is on fire for God. So I have the greatest respect for him. He really loves God. He really is passionate about what he's doing. And in this video, what I want to talk about is a library in Indianapolis that basically fought against him reading to a group of young people a new book that he has published about Christian growth and growing in the faith and growing and maturing. And the library in Indianapolis was pushing back, but eventually they gave in after Kirk Cameron and his group began to push back against them and say, wait a minute, now this is not right. You guys are allowing drag queen hours, but yet you don't want us to read and promote Christian material. You see how clearly biased that is? But nevertheless, they caved in. I'm going to read this article. Nevertheless, they caved in, and he was able to read this book to these young people. And the turnout was excellent. Quite a few people turned up for this, letting you know that there are people that are out there that actually do want to hear something with a strong moral message. You don't have to be a Christian to have morals and values. You don't have to be a Christian to have morals and values. Okay? You don't have to be. But it shows here, and I'm pretty sure that some of these people that showed up for this hour of reading weren't Christians in the classical biblical sense, but they believed in strong moral values. So this is really good news. So let's get right into this article and see this in detail. But it just goes to show you that there are some good-hearted, good-natured people out here. And everybody is not Satan, okay? Everybody is not Satan and needing an exorcism to be performed on them, okay? But the article starts off with adults and children filled the Indianapolis Public Library's main branch on Thursday to hear actor, writer, and film producer Kirk Cameron read his recently published children's book, As You Grow. The library organization initially denied Cameron the opportunity to read the book for his story hour, but later caved and allowed the event to happen. Now, why would they do that? Why would they deny this man reading a book that clearly would not harm anyone? You can't argue that unless you just evil. Okay. But the article goes on to say a video recording shows a long line of people walking into the building, and photos captured families sitting on the floor and standing against the wall. And if you look at the article, because I don't have the software to show you guys, but if you go to the description box below and click on the title of this article and lean down, you'll see pictures of these adults just sitting. And it's like quite a few of them sitting and listening, and with their children listening intently to Kirk Cameron reading his book. So it's just a beautiful sight. It said, the article goes on, this was the largest event held at the library in its 137 years of existence. Zach Bell with Brave Books, who was with the book's publisher, commented. That's interesting. Listen to this was the largest event held at the library in its 137 years of existence. Wow. Here it says, the turnout was phenomenal. We were blown away. Excuse me. Cameron's book centers around a tree's growth and teaches children about family, faith, and biblical wisdom. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. But here's the part that's interesting to me, because as I was reading this article earlier, he mentions exactly what I was thinking. And that is, You're trying to stop a man from reading a book that promotes Christian principles. But at the same time, all over America, you got these libraries promoting Drag Queen Hour, where you have some man dressed as a woman reading to kids. Tell me how that's right, and tell me how it's. Show me what's going on here. Make this make sense to me. Show me how reading a book about Christian principles and wisdom and faith is going to damage these kids, but at the same time, show me how uplifting and positive and good it is for a man dressed like a woman to be reading to kids. Show me that. Show me. Make it make sense to me. It's hard to do, isn't it? Article goes on to say, according to Bell, the Indianapolis Public Libraries, quote, originally denied us the ability to book the reading. We sent them a letter that threatened legal action and they backed down. They better had, because they have an argument here. Meanwhile, Cameron and his publisher recently criticized libraries that will not allow a public reading of his book, but offer, quote, drag queen story hours for children. Absolutely. However, quote, no more will the family of faith be shut out from the public square, Cameron wrote in a social media post Wednesday. God bless this man. In the article going to say, at the recent book reading in Indianapolis, Bell said they were frustrated the library put the group on the 6th floor in a small room when the building has an auditorium. When we asked why they didn't put us in the auditorium, they responded, you never asked. But the parents and families that came out were so supportive, he noted. During the event, Cameron thanked the crowd for coming and told them to find more great books and read them to their children. So he says, God bless you and Happy New Year, he said. The author is scheduled to read his book at New York's Scarsdale Library on Friday. So that's the end of that article there. And that's just good news. It's just very good news and very positive. And it once again shows that there are some good-hearted people out there. And I'm glad that Kirk Cameron is taking this up. I haven't heard any other Christian groups or read about any other Christian groups that are doing this. But if they're not, they need to start doing it. Christians need to start standing together, or people with strong moral values that have the same values, okay, need to start standing together and coming together and pushing back against this kind of stuff. And let me say this too about Kirk Cameron. I know the left hates this, but here's the thing about Kirk Cameron. They can't cancel him. The left cannot cancel Kirk Cameron like they can cancel all these other celebrities. You want to know why? Because he left Hollywood. He left the matrix of Hollywood. So they can't hold that on him. They can't say, we're going to cancel you from being in our movies. He hasn't been in their movies. He stars in Christian movies that are produced and financed by Christian people. So you can't cancel him. The left can't cancel him. So they might as well go on about their business. That's one of the reasons I believe that they gave in, because they didn't have no argument against. His argument was that, hey, you guys are shutting us out from reading a Christian book about faith and about strong moral values. And yet at the same time, you have drag queen hours. Please show me the justification of that. Please show me the reasoning behind that, other than you trying to corrupt our children. Like everybody says, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to corrupt your children. They're trying to confuse your children spiritually and morally. That's what they're trying to do. I don't care what they say. They can say all day, well, no, we're not. We're just trying to make kids to be more acceptable. Bull crap. Bull crap. Don't make me end this year wanting to cuss. Okay. Bull crap. That is nonsense. That's a lie. Satan is a liar. Okay. He was a liar from the beginning. He's a liar now, and he'll always be a liar. And I'm not saying these people are Satan. Please don't get me wrong on this. But you certainly are representing him when you sit up here and tell that lie, because you know that's a lie. You're grooming these kids. That's what you're doing. But the devil is a lie. I see this young man, Kirk Cameron, God bless him. And I pray and hope that more groups would push against this and come out and say, hey, you know what? Let's give these kids something like, let's give these kids some strong moral values. Let's read this kind of stuff in the libraries ourselves. Let's push back like these other people are pushing back. Let's do the same thing. Let's do the same thing. Okay. So I just thought that was really, really positive. I just really thought that was good. And another thing too, I wanted to say before I end this video, and I hate to bring this up, but I'm all for unity. Okay. I'm all for unity for the right purposes and right reasons. And I hate to bring this up, but we're so divided as a race that it really looks bad a lot of times. It's like, man, and what am I talking about? I'm talking about the picture that I saw of Kirk Cameron, of course, and him reading to the young people, and then the people in the audience, the young people, the kids, and the parents. All of them were white. Now, I'm not saying there weren't any blacks or non-whites there, but all of them were white. And it's like, and you may be asking, what's my point? My point is that we're so divided. And what I mean by divided is like blacks have decided, a lot of blacks tend to think this way, is this the black church, this the white church, this the Hispanic church. And I understand the cultural differences. But when it comes down to the Bible, or when it comes down to faith, there is no difference. You may have differences in your cultural, in terms of culture and in terms of certain things that we like and so forth and normally do. But when it comes down to the faith, it's only one faith, one Lord. The book of Ephesians in the New Testament says one faith and one Lord, one Bible. So we should be able to come together on this and say and be supportive of him, regardless of our race or regardless of our cultural differences. And that's what I want to see more. I want to see more blacks and whites and Hispanic stuff coming together on a common basis when it comes to promoting strong moral values. We need more of this instead of all these factions and these divisions. We're allowing culture to divide us when we should be coming together on the same moral basis. So that's what I think. That's what I believe, and that's what I wanted to put out there. But it's good news. Once again, it's good news, and I'm so glad to see that he prevailed and was able to read these books to these young people. I'm hoping you guys have a happy new year. Thank God that we made it, people. We made it. So I just wanted to say that. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. God bless you all, and see you again.